fundraising, and this training actually came from another business leader that's in the FSRC group, Stephanie Garber. I almost said Gerber. Wow. Do I know a Stephanie Gerber? From Razzmatazz. And she's awesome, and her training was awesome. And so Loretta does fundraising and has done fundraising for years. I, back in my original life in Tupperware, specialized in fundraising. That was almost all exclusively that I did. And so we're going to train you, just sharing some tips on what we do and what you can do in fundraising. So why fundraise? So Stephanie shared this one statistic that I thought was really good, that the nonprofit groups in all of America actually raised over $2 billion last year in fundraising. So there's a huge need and a huge demand for fundraising. And one of the things that we talk about is being out in your community. So it's important when you're in Tupperware to not just, and we talk about this all the time, like, don't just be, number one, don't be a secret agent Tupperware person, because some people end up kind of looking like a secret agent because they really don't tell anybody. And we want you to step out of your inner circle, so outside of your inner circle of family and friends, and step into your community and really reach out to your community. Well, when she was talking about community, she said that 8 out of 10 parents purchase fundraising products. If you have little kids, or maybe your kids are grown like mine are, okay, how many are inundated with some kind of fundraising? I mean, it's just all year long. And if your kids are in any groups, they're doing fundraising as well. Whether it's marching band or, Girl Scout troop or whatever, they're always raising money. And so the vast majority of the fundraising sales are made in your inner circle, right? So what we're saying is reach out to the community and find people who need fundraising, who are going to reach out to their inner circle, and those people will then be contacts for you. So you're actually expanding your circle and your network, okay? And what does that do? That helps you build your customer base, right? Every person that ever, places an order with you through a fundraiser becomes a future customer, right? And so you're expanding your customer base. And another reason is, of course, for sales credit. Listen, we're now looking at our records that we want to break in October. And if you want to do 4 or 5 parties a day, oh my gosh, I will bow down to you that you can do that. And there are some people in this room who did a lot of, have had that success doing multiple parties in a day. But one of the great ways to supplement your sales during Record Breaker is through fundraising. And so we want to just kind of give you that idea that there's other things you can do in addition to the party, and do it as a fundraiser to build and supplement your sales.
I just want to add to that, because this summer I couldn't do my parties as I normally do, and because of my mom and everything, so caring for her. And so what I could do was fundraising. So the organizations out there, all I had to do was make the packets up. So that supplemented my business while I couldn't go out and do the home party. So this is adding on to your home party business.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also adding to your home party business. Yes. Because those people that become customers, you're going to date parties with some of them. And some of them might even end up on your team. Right, Nancy? And of course, the tax write-off. So at the end of the year, you've got a great tax write-off as well. So there's lots of reasons to fundraise. So let's talk about the different clubs and groups. And when we talk about fundraising, we talk about, don't just think about who your kids, their schools. Everyone always thinks of schools for fundraising, and yes, schools do fundraising, but there are a lot of people in this room who have tried that know it's not something you can just contact. You can't contact somebody and get a fundraiser the next day for a school. It takes time to really plan and nurture that and get to the point where they say yes, and then you actually have a successful fundraiser. But look at all these groups, look at all these ideas.
Within the schools, there's groups within the schools that you can go to. So.
Right,
right. Schools are planning years in advance. They've already got them set. You've really got to get on their list. So, and I always loved, I don't know if this is on later, but I think it was you when she was first doing fundraising, you would drive through those car washes.
Yes.
Right? And what do you have?
Oh my gosh.
Tell me.
Yes. And so yes, we are skipping ahead a little bit, but one of the awesome things to do and that's okay, let's just talk about that. Guys, if you're serious about wanting to do fundraising, get some packets together, and we'll talk about what to put in your packet, but get some packets together and keep them in your car. Because what I would do, like Loretta said, is, you see all those car washes, okay, they're trying to raise money, and how much are they making per car, and they're all out there. Well, how awesome is that that's a perfect, warm prospect right there for you to go find out who the coordinator is and say, I have an awesome way for you to make some really good money, and it's so much easier than this. So when you're done with this, if you haven't reached your goal, let me help you reach your goal.
And you get a car wash.
Yes, true. Yes. So it's good to have that rolling trophy in those, right?
Definitely.
So anyway, here's a bunch of ideas.